Today, we're here to talk about why Louisiana needs one clear set of rules for ride sharing. Right now, there are different sets of rules for ride sharing in each city, which means some people have access to safe rides and flexible opportunities to work when they need them, and others don't. There are 45 states across the country that have statewide frameworks for ride sharing. It's time to bring Louisiana along with them. Last week, a bill overwhelmingly passed the House that would create a statewide framework for ride sharing here in Louisiana. It's time for the Senate to take the next step in bringing that here. We have thousands of drivers right now that have the opportunity to drive with Uber. A statewide framework would bring that opportunity to earn money on their own schedule to even more drivers throughout the state.
I drive for Uber. 6 years ago, my son passed away from a drunk driver, and it's my way to help keep the drunks off the road.
I love being able to work when I want to work, how I want to work, and make as much money as I want to make when I want to make it. I also love the fact that Uber helps so many people that couldn't get a job do something that they already were doing. Driving their kids to school, come home, don't have to go home now. Turn the app on and go straight to work. Work until your kid get out of school. So it gives you the flexibility that you wouldn't otherwise have. I'm here today because of HB 749. We need the state to pass that because that would allow us so much flexibility. Being able to drive anywhere in the state, first and foremost, but second of all, when we evacuate, where would I go? Texas or North Louisiana? North Louisiana, because then I could drive while my family is in Exodus for whatever reason until we can get home.
It's just the best experience I've ever had, just being able to have the freedom to work when I want to work, don't work when I want to work, travel, take care of bills, help family, help friends. Just an awesome experience.
Why'd you come out here today?
To support the bill, just to make ride sharing legal in all 64 parishes in Louisiana.
Why is that important?
It's important because sometimes we get a long ride, maybe from New Orleans to Baton Rouge, and just to be able to go further or be able to drive, back.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here, and appreciate your turning out in support of the legislation as we go forward. Speaker of the House Taylor Barra here. I haven't met all of you, but appreciate the drivers that are here standing behind me. We are, as you know, the bill that will set a concise set of rules for Uber, Lyft, and rideshare in Louisiana. Left our House chamber last week with an overwhelming 97-1 vote. It is on its way to the Senate, and we want to make sure that we continue to talk about the benefits of that legislation going forward. As we watch technology change, and it surely has affected the business that we do here in the legislature, for our citizens of Louisiana to be able to obtain a ride by the tap of a button is just something that has changed a lot of what I think is available to our citizens for a number of reasons, whether it's to get to work, whether it's to get to a medical facility, even more importantly is getting drunk drivers away from the wheel. I think that is a huge benefit to the citizens of Louisiana. The most important part, and it was probably the encouraging thing for me when I became author of the bill, is that we have 45 states around the country that have done this exact same thing. Thank you, sir. And I think that speaks volumes to two things: the integrity of the two companies that we're working with, Uber and Lyft, but also to the certainty of the technology, the safety of the riders. And I don't think 45 other states would be in this position if that wasn't the case. As drivers, the benefits that you have seen, the economic impact for you and your ability to be employed as a driver. There are parts of Louisiana, believe it or not, that don't have that option. In fact, most of Louisiana doesn't have that option. I'm from New Iberia, a few miles south of Lafayette. The service is available in the city of Lafayette, but as we get to the growing parts of that community around Acadiana, that is not available, and I know we have ample folks that would certainly become drivers for Uber, Lyft as we go forward. To all of you, thanks for taking time. I know we're on legislative time here, so 1:30 in the afternoon. We appreciate all the drivers that are here to offer support. I would ask that when you leave here, the important part is If you know your senator or senators, please contact them and let them know how important this is to all of Louisiana, not just the large metropolitan areas. In fact, it's more important to the rural areas of the state. I'll reiterate to you again, we presented the bill in our Transportation Committee. It left the Transportation Committee unanimously, not a vote against it, and it left the House chamber on a vote of 97-1. So I think from my 105-member House, sending that message over to the Senate, we're happy that a good, clear, concise set of rules is what this does. It protects the safety of our citizens and also offers an economic opportunity for our drivers. And I'm going to let a few other people talk, but I wanted to give you those thoughts as author of the bill. And I have encouraged as many co-authors in the legislature to sign on with me, but I'll let the other folks say a few words to you. But to the drivers in particular, thank you for being here. And I'll turn the podium over to Victor Silvio.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Victor Silvio. I live out in Irwinville, Louisiana, and my story is a little bit different. The reason why I do Uber is nearly 6 years ago, May 3rd to be exactly 6 years, my son was killed by a drunk driver coming home from Illinois, and it was in Tennessee. He was hit head on by a drunk driver. He was 24 years old, lost his life, left 2 kids behind who does not have a father anymore. And that's part of the reason why, or the main reason why I do Uber, and I also do Lyft. I don't want to see any other families face such a, I'm sorry, but anyway, face such devastation to their family, and have to have so many drunk drivers on the road who have to go up. I get a little tied up on that, or choked up whenever I do talk about him, so I do apologize about that. So I'm doing everything in my power to keep drunk drivers off the road. I mainly do late nights, and so that's important that I get all the drunk drivers off the road that I can. Ride sharing provides people with the reliable alternative to drive under the influence, a tap of a button just to get off the road and go home. I live in a rural area. There's no Uber out there either. So, unless I'm out there, nobody gets a ride, and they got a nice little place that everybody likes to party out there also. It's called Racks. So, so there's no ride sharing out there at all. And I would like to see our Senate, we passed last year through the House. I would love to see our Senate pass something that's going to help the community of Louisiana and help Louisiana move forward in this issue, and that we have, ride sharing throughout the state. Thank you.
But I'm very honored to be asked by the Speaker to carry this bill across the goal line in the Senate. Highways in Louisiana do not stop at the parish line or the city line, and neither should our ride-sharing agreements. This patchwork system that we have is dysfunctional. This is such a common sense bill that I think everybody in the state understands and appreciates the importance of a statewide program. It makes sense. 45 other states are doing this. Think about it. When we have out-of-town guests that fly into the airport, they can catch an Uber or a Lyft to Slidell, but heaven help them if they want to go back to the airport, because those services are not available right now in my hometown. And I see that as a huge problem. When I travel to other states and visit other areas, it is my expectation that I can use my phone and my technology to be able to get an Uber or a Lyft driver to come pick me up wherever I am and take me to wherever I want to go. This is a common sense bill and something that I think all of the Louisiana citizens want. We have people in our community that want to be drivers. I had a school teacher call me recently in Slidell and said, I'm not making enough money as a school teacher. I'm supplementing my income by driving. And she's working on the weekends and after school to supplement her income. And what a great thing for us to be able to provide those opportunities to our citizens. So this makes so much sense to me, and I look forward to working with the members of the Senate Judiciary Aid Committee and my colleagues on the Senate floor to make sure that we can get this common sense bill passed. So thank y'all very much.
See if the microphone works. Hi, my name is Stephen Wagasback. I'm President and CEO of LABI, the Louisiana Association of Business and Industry, and we are the State Chamber of Commerce, and we represent about 2,300 businesses around the state. In today's economy, the customers drive the market, and the customers drive the solutions that the businesses have to meet, and they drive it largely through this. Customers across the state, when they want to go out and find a product, whether it is a piece of material, it's clothing, it's food, it's whatever, it's technology, they use their phone in growing numbers to go grab it. And transportation is one of those products. And our members are trying to adjust for that. And so for the legislature to carry these bills and meet that demand and make it easier for these types of options to grow and prosper is a no-brainer, and it needs to be passed as soon as possible. The other piece is I would like to thank Senator Hewitt, Speaker Barra, and Victor for sharing his story, and for them for carrying this issue in the legislature, and for the many drivers behind us who day in, day out, go out and provide a market solution to people in need. I want to thank them for doing that each and every day. And the last piece I'd like to mention is a lot of time in this building we talk about economic development. And many times when we talk about economic development, it's characterized in the area of big investments, big facilities, and that's one piece of economic development. But if you're a small business and your profit margin is 1%, 2%, economic development means 1 or 2 extra customers per day walking in your door. 1 or 2 extra customers per day walking in your door can mean whether you stay alive or you close business, whether you can hire more people, whether you can give an increased wage, when you can expand so you can offer more customers. Many restaurants, small businesses that we have day in, day out in our membership, they thirst for 1 to 2 more customers a day. And Uber and Lyft and other ride-sharing services provide those customers in growing numbers in certain pockets of this state. We want that across the state, and we think this legislation will help deliver that. So I want to thank again the legislators for bringing this legislation. We want to urge the Senate to adopt it as soon as possible. And once again, thank the Uber and Lyft drivers behind me for all the work they do every day to provide a needed service for the members of Louisiana. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would just like to give honor to God for this opportunity to be here to share my opinion about Uber. My name is Belinda, and I am an Uber partner with Jefferson Parish. I've been driving with Uber for more than 3 years now, and I depend on the money I earn driving to make ends meet. My life is full. I have a job working with people with developmental disabilities. I'm a volunteer at my church. We feed the needy every third Saturday. Driving with Uber allows me the flexibility of choosing the days I drive and earning the money around my own schedule. Passing this bill will allow me to earn even more money right now. If I drive someone from New Orleans outside of the city, I lose money coming back in because people there aren't able to request an Uber driver. It's confusing to us drivers and to our riders right now about where ride sharing is available and where it is not. I am proud of the service I provide to my community, helping people get home safely, and I believe more people in other parts of the state should have that same opportunity. My state senator is Senator President John Alario, and I urge him to listen to people like me that he represents and to give this bill a vote in the Senate. Thank you.
Look, we're very excited about this bill. The ride-sharing bill is, I think, one of the most important things that we can pass this session, quite frankly. Of all the issues we debate, if we can bring communities the type of real functional options for their people, I think it's a win-win for everyone. It gives people mobility in their communities. It helps small businesses in other areas get customers to come to them. It helps keep our roads safe, quite frankly. Late at night on weekends, it helps get people, encourages them to get that safe ride as compared to risk on the way home. So safer communities, more robust economy, economies, more choice to people who need ride-sharing options, who need transportation options. It's a win-win for so many people. We're proud to be a part of this coalition.
Look, Louisiana is a huge tourism state. We want tourists to be able to move around in our city. We want them to be able to get to and from the airport wherever they are. And right now, those options aren't all available. And so we want to continue to have everything on the table, and we want to be competitive with all the other tourist destinations.
We're so excited to have a great group of drivers here at the Capitol talking to their senators about why it's important to have a statewide framework for ride sharing here in Louisiana.
As you're trying to build an economy today, you have to be thinking about how are you going to touch in with millennials. And millennials, they want to do everything on their phone. They want to pay their bills on their phone, get access to products on their phone, and they want to find transportation options on their phone. And every community, no whether you're big or small, you should be able to pull out that phone, find a good option for you, go to that local store, go to that local restaurant, get home safely late at night, get to work and back, whatever it takes. Those communities have to provide those services if they want to attract millennials and new workers.
If people have questions like more information, what should they do?
If people have questions, they can head to GoRidesharing.com to learn more about the bill and how to contact their senator about why this is so important.